Quoting Industry Week, the financial sector used to be the servant of business, which funneled money into productive enterprises. Today, they are the masters who dictate to business. They're creating a debt bubble that could lead to another financial collapse and bailout. We ignore it at our peril. Okay, that's something that I've been sharing on this program for 5 years. Financialization is a threat. Now, saying this is going to make me very few friends on Wall Street, and that's the mecca of my chosen profession. But I'm not about making money here. Rather, we're about saving America and doing what's right. I guess we're economic justice warriors? You should be too. If ending the gold standard created the environment for the problems, it stands to reason that returning to a sound money system must be part of the solution. Here's a quote from Thomas Jefferson. He said, "Paper is poverty. It is only the ghost of money and not money itself." Guess what? This is paper without anything backing it. Here's another example of it. Here is $100 trillion from the Federal Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. Here's 1 million Mark from Weimar, Germany in 1923. And here is a Continental produced in 1776 in Philadelphia, where they didn't have anything to back it up. They promised to back it up, but they didn't. Those are all examples of paper money. Jefferson is right. Here's a quote from J.P. Morgan. Morgan says, "Gold is money. Everything else is credit." But under Richard Nixon in 1971, we abandoned the last vestiges of the gold standard in America. And since that time, we've seen inflation, a shrinking of the middle class, and a group of wealthy elite take control of government, industry, and everything else. Here's a question. How did Larry Fink, the head of BlackRock, get to be one of the most powerful people on the planet? BlackRock is an investment manager. But now, BlackRock has been dictating to companies who should lead them, who they can hire, what they must do in terms of ESG and DEI, causing Bud Light, Disney, and Target to offend their core customers and lose money. All of this is the direct result of financialization and the sad reality that our paper money is just that, paper. The elite class is the rich getting richer, pushing paper at us at first, but now they're just playing with ones and zeros on computers. They're using derivatives. Warren Buffett calls these financial weapons of mass destruction. They're doing it to make themselves rich, but they put all of the rest of us at risk. This has happened over the last half century, slowly at first, but eventually dominating the economic landscape. And it started with abandoning the gold standard in 1971, but that should come as no surprise. Consider these quotes. James Madison, the architect of the Constitution, said, "Paper money is unjust. It is unconstitutional, for it affects the rights of property as much as taking away equal value in land." Jefferson, I quoted, "Paper is poverty." Alexander Hamilton, "To emit an unfunded paper as the sign of value ought not to continue a formal part of the Constitution, nor ever hereafter to be employed, being in its nature pregnant with abuses and liable to be made the engine of imposition and fraud, holding out the temptations equally pernicious to the integrity of government and to the morals of the people." To say that the founders of this nation hated unbacked paper money is an understatement, because they loathed it. And more importantly, they feared it. They knew it would bring destruction from the addiction to the printing press and the inevitable greed of humanity. And it has led to the financialization of our economy. But here's the problem. 250 years ago, people debated money. They talked about it. 100 years ago, it was a common point of discussion. Even 50 years ago, that was true, but not so much today. People have no concept of what money is or should be. So we put up with dirty green pieces of paper with pictures of dead presidents that say Federal Reserve at the top. And we say, well, that's money. It's always been money. No. Unbacked paper money loses purchasing power, but real money is defined by those who founded this nation. And you can go further back to the Bible days. It's always been silver and gold.